What is up, guys? Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another video. If you're new here, hi, my name's Claire. I'm a student currently studying naturopathic medicine and I'm super passionate about health and wellness. I also love to cook, which is great because food is a huge part of living a healthy lifestyle. And in 2022, I'm really trying to prioritize my health, and a big part of that is prioritizing good gut health as well. And of course, there are so many things that impact our gut health, like sleep, stress, exercise, environmental exposure, but food also does play a really big role in supporting good gut health. And this week, I wanted to share with you guys what I'm currently eating to help support good gut health. It's really basically what I eat every week. I really just try and focus on getting lots of probiotics and prebiotics in my meals. So probiotics like kimchi, sauerkraut, or other fermented foods, and then prebiotics like the prebiotic fibers found in fruits, veggies, nuts, seeds, whole grains, beans, and legumes. And I really just focus on getting a wide variety of these. The prebiotic fibers are really what feed your gut bacteria, and we have such a big diversity in our gut microbiome. And just like us, all of those microorganisms have preferences on what they like to eat. So getting a wide variety of prebiotics in your diet is really important for helping to support diversity in your gut microbiome. I'm not saying that my diet is perfect. I really don't think that there is a perfect diet out there. I just really like to experiment with my diet and see what works for me and see what makes me feel my best. But I know that we are all super excited to get into the food, so let's just get into the video. Alright, so of course to start out the week, I had to have my bowl of oats. I have oats basically every morning, and I always add flax, cinnamon, some maca powder, collagen, some coconut sugar for sweetness, and my vitamin D. Oh, I also add salt. I forgot to say that. And oats are really great for gut health. They're full of prebiotic fibers, which will help to feed the gut bacteria. And you can switch up the toppings to keep it interesting, but I topped it off with some stewed apples, some chia pudding, some blueberries, and some chopped up walnuts, and that was my breakfast on Monday. And then of course, after my breakfast, I made myself up a latte. I have my latte every day, and it brings me so much joy. But I do always try and wait until after my breakfast to have my coffee. I'm worried about being by myself. I'm worried I ain't doing too well. And now that I'm back at school, I'm all about those quick and easy lunches again. So I just warmed up some leftover chickpea curry that I had from last week. The recipe for this is in my last video, so I'll have that linked for you guys. And then I also sliced up an avocado, and it was a good avocado. I was pleasantly surprised. And I just served up my curry. I also served it with some rice and the avocado. And then I do try and always add a probiotic like sauerkraut or kimchi to my lunches and dinners. So I served that up with some sauerkraut as well. And that was my lunch. So for dinner, I decided to roast a bunch of vegetables in the oven, and this is another way to get in a bunch of those really great prebiotic fibers. So I just started by chopping up some Brussels sprouts, some broccoli, and some carrots, and I just laid those out on a baking tray, drizzled them with a little bit of coconut oil, and gave those a good toss and put those in the oven. And while my veggies were roasting up, I made some of my maple mustard tahini sauce, which is exactly what it sounds like. It's mustard, maple syrup, tahini. I add a little bit of water, some smoked paprika, and salt, and I just give that a shake. And then I also sauteed up some tempeh for some protein. And then to my pan, I just added some rice that I had meal prepped and my veggies, stirred that all through. And then I also had some leftover sweet potato in the fridge from the weekend. So I decided to add that to my dinner as well. And of course, I topped it off with a little bit of sauerkraut and my dressing. And that was my dinner on Monday. And on Tuesday, I had my bowl of oats again. I just switch up the toppings every day, and then that way you never get sick of it. So I had some chia pudding, some mixed berries, some Brazil nuts, and some hemp seeds. And that was my breakfast on Tuesday.
I guess I'll never know, never know, never know. Would that be me? If I'd stayed in my city. Red, blue, and green. Is that how my life would be?
And for lunch, I just sauteed up a bunch of vegetables with some edamame and rice. And I really just try to get as many different vegetables into my diet as I can. Like I said in the intro, our microbiome really feeds off of diversity of prebiotic fibers, especially the ones found in fruits and vegetables. So trying to include a wide variety of different fruits and vegetables is a great way to start. So for my lunch, I just started by sauteing up some onions, mushrooms, garlic, and kale. I also warmed up some edamame and some brown rice, and then I just served that up in a bowl. I also added some avocado and of course some kimchi. And finally, I also added some of my tahini sauce on top. I've made this in a bunch of videos, but I'll have the recipe for it typed out for you guys in the description box below.
But there's not to say.
And for dinner, I decided to make up some tofu noodles. So I just started by chopping up a bunch of veggies. And in the past, I think I was heavily influenced by diet culture, and I was always looking for foods to remove from my diet. I think the diet culture in general just places a lot of emphasis on what we shouldn't be eating, when really we should just be focusing on adding in more of the foods that make us feel good and really fuel our body. That's why I just really try and focus in on getting as many whole foods as possible and then filling in my diet with whatever else I want to eat. Anyway, I sauteed up a bunch of veggies. I added in some tofu, my brown rice noodles, and then I seasoned it all with some coconut aminos and of course some tahini. And I just served that up in a bowl and added some kimchi, again for more probiotics and for a little bit of spice. And that was my dinner.
If that was me, if I'd stayed in my city.
Start your computations.
And then on Wednesday, of course, I had another bowl of oats. I kept the toppings pretty simple with some apples, peanut butter, and cinnamon. Just a nice classic combo. Great way to start the day. And on Wednesday, I had to go into school for lunch, so I just packed up some rice, some leftover veggies, and I cooked up some tempeh, and I just brought that in my mini crock pot and warmed that up once I got to school. And again, I just packed some sauerkraut and some of my maple mustard dressing to go on top. And I got home from school pretty late on Wednesday, and I didn't really feel like doing much cooking, so I just warmed up some more of my curry. Sorry for just kind of repeating my meals, but it comes in handy when you don't feel like cooking. And I also cut up an avocado, but I was a little bit sad because the avocado was not very good, but I just cut away the brown parts, so it was okay. We salvaged it. I just served up my curry with some more rice and my salvaged avocado. I also had some sauerkraut on the side, and that was my dinner on Wednesday. And moving on to Thursday, I did have oats again for breakfast. One thing I will say about my oats is I do always try and make an effort to add either flax, chia, hemp seeds, or walnuts to my oats. These are all really high in omega-3 fatty acids, which are great for reducing inflammation and supporting good gut health. So on Thursday, I topped my oats off with some stewed apples, blueberries, peanut butter, and some hemp seeds, and it was another great combo.
Does he know about our time inside your REM cycle? And that I'm on the way when the night goes. Tell me what's on the pick you up, 'cause I wanna see your face so bad. Tell me what's on the pick you up, 'cause I wanna see your face so bad. Stay on, baby, we play all the time. Gonna have a wild night, 1999.
So for lunch, I decided to make a tofu stir fry. So I just started by sauteing some onions and mushrooms in some coconut oil, and I added in my tofu as well and just cooked that till it was golden. I also added in some steamed broccoli and seasoned that all with some coconut aminos. And then I realized that I made way too much food, so I took some out and saved it for leftovers. And to the remaining stir fry, I just added a little bit of tahini. And then I just served that up with some more of my leftover rice, my stir fry, and of course I had to add some kimchi as well. And that was my lunch on Thursday.
Closest thing, yeah. Though you face gray, I could just
For dinner on Thursday, I decided to make a tofu scramble, and I wanted kind of a sweet potato hash to go on the side. So I just roasted up some sweet potatoes and carrots in the oven. And while those were roasting, I got started on my tofu scramble. I just sauteed up some onions, mushrooms, red pepper, garlic, and zucchini in a pan. And then I added my tofu. I also added some nutritional yeast, smoked paprika, turmeric, salt, and pepper. And I just mixed that all up. And then I also added in some mixed greens as well, and I just let those wilt down. And then I served my tofu scramble up in my bowl along with my sweet potato and carrot hash and some sauerkraut. And of course, I had to top my sweet potatoes with tahini. If you have not tried tahini and sweet potatoes, you are missing out because it is a really, really yummy combo. And for a snack, I had some more of my chia seed pudding. I made this in my last What I Eat in a Week video, so I'll have that linked, but I'll also have the recipe typed out in the description box below. And on Friday, I had to leave for work pretty early, so I just had some of my stewed apples with some chia seed pudding, and I topped it off with some walnuts. And I would highly recommend giving this chia seed pudding a try. It's not only delicious, but just a great way to pack in more of those omega-3 fats. For lunch, I just took some more of my leftover curry. Yes, I had it for 3 meals that week, but I did add a little bit of corn just to keep it, kind of interesting. And I just took that with me and warmed it up once I got to work.
Give the way you always seem to ask for more. I forgive the days you walked away and left me cold. I forgive you. I'm sorry it took this long.
And for dinner, I was feeling some noodles again, so I just started by sauteing up some onions and tempeh in a pan, and I added some garlic to that. And I just added in some Brussels sprouts and broccoli that I roasted up in the oven along with my pasta. And then for my sauce, I just added some tahini. If you have not had tahini as a sauce, again, you're missing out. I also added some nutritional yeast, salt, and pepper, and that was my dinner on Friday.
Intervention coming from what must be divine. I forgive you for the things that you're not sorry for. I forgive the way you always seem to ask for more.
Alright guys, thank you so much for watching and sticking around to the end of the video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it and got some meal ideas or inspiration so that you can go get creative in the kitchen and cook yourself up some yummy and nourishing food. As always, if you did enjoy the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and let me know in the comment section down below. Also, let me know what you guys want to see more of on this channel. And if you're new here, make sure to subscribe so you can come hang out with me every week, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.